Sairam students, today we will continue with adverbs and its kind. Before we start, I am sure students you all are ready with a pen and a notebook to write all the important points that we are going to learn. In this session, we will understand adverb of frequency, interrogative adverb and relative adverbs. But before that, let us quickly revise whatever we have learned in our last session. Let us first revise what are adverbs. Words that tell us more about verbs are called adverbs. Adverbs modifies, that is adds or changes the meaning of a verb, adjectives or another adverbs. They tell us how, when and where things happen. It just does not modify a verb, it also adds more meaning or changes the meaning of an adjectives or other adverbs and never to nouns. Now let us understand this with the help of example. Now in this case, he sings loudly. Now in this case, sings is verb and loudly is adverb. Now let's move ahead and quickly revise adverb of manner. We understood here that adverbs of manner tell us the manner or way in which something happens. They answer the question how. They show how an action is taken. We also understood that most of the adverb of manner are ending with ly, that is ly. So it is easy to find them. Isn't it, student? But there are exceptions too. Now let us understand this with the help of example. They helped us cheerfully. Now in this case, helped is verb and now ask question how. How did they help us? And we get the answer cheerfully. So cheerfully here is adverb of manner. Now let's look at the next example. He runs fast. Now in this case, runs is verb and now students ask question how. How does he run? And you get the answer fast. So fast here is adverb of manner. Alright students, I hope you all have understood this. And now let us quickly revise adverb of place. An adverb of place tells us where the verb is happening or has happened. They answer the question where. It is usually placed after the main verb or object or at the end of the sentence. Now let us understand this with the help of an example. She took the dog outside. Now in this case, took is verb and now ask question where. Where did she take the dog? And you get the answer outside. So outside will be adverb of place. Some more example for adverb of place are here, there, out, in, above, below, inside, outside and many more. I hope students this concept is clear. And now let us move ahead and revise adverb of time. Students, adverb of time tells us when the verbs take place. They answer the question when or how long. It is usually placed at the beginning or at the end of the sentence. When you place it at the beginning of the sentence, it provides emphasis to the time. Now let's look at this example. He came yesterday. Now in this case, came is verb. Now the next step is ask question when. When did he come? And you get the answer yesterday. So yesterday is adverb of time. Now let's revise adverbs of degree. Adverbs of degree tell us the degree or extent to which something happens. They answer the question how much or to what degree. Adverbs of degree can modify verbs, adjectives or other adverbs. Now let us look at this example. Mary is very beautiful. Now in this case, Beautiful is adjective. And now students, you need to ask question, how much or to what degree? So we will ask question, to what degree is Mary beautiful? And we get the answer, very. So very is adverb of degree here. I hope students you all have understood till here, and now let us start with adverbs of frequency. Adverbs of frequency tell us how frequently or how often something happens. They are often placed directly before the main verb of a sentence. Now students, let us understand this with the help of these examples. I talk to my parents frequently. Now here in this case ask question, how often? How often do I talk to my parents? And we get the answer, frequently. So frequently here is adverb of frequency. Now let's read the next example. I rarely eat meat. Now here ask question students. How often? How often do I eat meat? And we get the answer, rarely. So rarely here is adverb of frequency. Some more example for adverbs of frequency are never, always, sometimes, daily, usually, rarely, and many more. I hope students you all have understood till here, and now let's move ahead. And now students, let us together solve this exercise. They deliver the newspaper daily. Now in this sentence, the word deliver is a verb here. And now ask question, how often? How often do they deliver the newspaper? And we get the answer, daily. So daily here is adverb of frequency. Now let's move ahead and read the next one. We sometimes watch a movie. Now in this case, watch is the verb here. And now ask question, how often? How often do we watch a movie? And now we get the answer, sometimes. So sometimes here is adverb of frequency. I hope students you all are understanding now and it's clear. Now let's move ahead and read the next one. He likes to watch TV every day. Now here watch is verb, and now ask question, how often? How often does he watch TV? And we get the answer, every day. So here every day is adverbs of frequency. Now let's move ahead and read the next sentence. They meet every week. Now here in this case the verb is meet. Now ask question, how often? How often do they meet? And we get the answer, every week. So every week is adverb of frequency here. I hope students you all have understood this adverb of frequency, and now let us move ahead and understand interrogative adverbs. Interrogative adverbs are used to ask certain questions like why, where, how, and when. These questions are placed before a verb. An interrogative adverbs modifies a verb and introduce a question. Now let's understand this with the help of these examples. Where did you keep the file? Now in this case, where modifies the verb did keep. So it is an adverb. Now this adverb helps to ask question. So this adverb is an interrogative adverb. I hope students you all have understood till here, and now let us together solve this exercise. Now let's look at the first sentence. Why are you crying? Now in this case, why is interrogative adverb and it is modifying the verb are crying. Now, let's look at the next sentence. When does the movie start? Now, in this case, when is interrogative adverb and it modifies the verb does start. Now, students, I hope you all are understanding. Now, let's move ahead towards the next sentence. How did you finish your work so quickly? Now, in this, how is interrogative adverb and it modifies the verb did finish. Now, let's move towards the next sentence. How many candles are in the box? Now, in this case, how is interrogative adverb and it modifies the adjective many. I hope students you all have understood this interrogative adverbs and now let us move ahead and study relative adverbs. Now students, relative adverbs are adverbs that modify verbs and connect two clauses or ideas like a conjunction. We can also say as relative adverbs is an adverb that acts as a connective to join sentences together. Relative adverbs are like when, where, why, how, often and so on. Now let us understand this with the help of examples. Now students, let's read this sentence. The village had only one school where Ram studied. Now, in this case, the word where modifies the verb studied. Now, you can see here the word where modifies the verb studied. So, where is an adverb? Now, this adverb joins two clauses. That is, the village had only one school and the next clause is where Ram studied. Now, since it is relating two clauses, it is relative adverb. Here we also understand that it is talking about a place, that is school. So we can say that this relative adverb refers to a place. Now students, let us understand the next example. I still remember the day when my baby brother came home. Now here in this sentence, when is the relative adverb and it is joining two clauses that like I still remember the day and the other is when my baby brother came home. And this relative adverb refers to time, that is the day. I hope students you all have understood this concept and now let's move ahead. I have no idea how this machine works. In this sentence, how is relative adverb? Here, how is relative adverb and it joins two clauses, that is I have no idea and the other one is how this machine works, and this relative adverb refers to manner. I hope students this is clear and now let's move ahead. I know how often you have insulted him. Now in this case, often here is relative adverb and since often is adverb of frequency, so this relative adverb refers to frequency. And now let's understand the next example. Tell me how far she is honest. Now in this case, how is relative adverbs. Now since far refers to degree, so this relative adverb refers to degree. I hope students you all have understood this and now let us solve this practice exercise. Now let's look at the first one. That's the year when we got married. Now in this case, when is relative adverb and since it is talking about year, so this relative adverb refers to time. Now, let's look at the next one. This is the garden where they took their photos. Now, in this case, where is relative adverb? And since it is talking about place, that is garden, so it will be relative adverb of place. Now, let's move towards the next one. The day when I met Jane was the best day of my life. Now, in this case, when is relative adverb? And since it is talking about the day, so this relative adverb refers to time again. I hope students you all have understood this adverb and kinds of adverbs. And now it's time for assignment. As you all know, you will be getting a link. You need to complete the assignment and then you can click on submit button. Alright students, see you again. Sai Ram.